Hi, Sir David here. I've got some racket going on over here. The kids are playing, and they're playing Wii, so I hope my soundproof room is soundproof. I just saw on television, and I tell you these things because there's 165 countries in the world that I go to. In Utah or in Salt Lake City area, you may know these things, but the rest of the world doesn't. I remember when I lived in California, we had a thing called the Desert News or church news, and it came, and it didn't have any real stories in it about what goes on in Salt Lake. It was all sugar coated and sanitized. Well, you don't know me. I don't sugarcoat or sanitize anything. The church has produced in the last 2 years a missionary. They call it a training film. It started out to be a training film, but it's grown into something much larger in the Mormon mind, smaller in my mind. They followed 8 missionaries with video cameras and made a documentary of what it's like to be a missionary. Now, here's the name of the producer of this documentary: The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If this ain't what is it, the coyote guarding the hen house or the fox, the bear, I don't know which animal was guarding the hen house, but this is the little boy that cried wolf, and you're all too young to know that damn story. God, I'm talking to myself here. Anyway, you cannot believe one thing this cult church says to you. It's just not true. They have got a PR company. They have 2 PR companies, and they are all so wealthy that they can make black white and white black. Now, I know that most of you who tune into my program here, I've said it once before, and I'll say it again, you're just a little more intelligent than the average bear. I talk in principle. The Mormons can't understand that. They have no principles. It's just words to them, and if you spell the word wrong, or you say the wrong word, or you repeat a fact that's off by 1, obviously you're a liar. Obviously you're misinformed. And I appreciate my audience. It's somebody that I can talk to because most of the people in the world are so stupid. Who would pay 10% of their income and not know where it goes? It's amazing. I think an animal would want to know where its meat or its food was. It's not just going to throw it over a cliff and hope that they're going to heaven. This is a cult beyond cults. In fact, I have to say this. I admire them. They have got so many people bamboozled. If this isn't the greatest Ponzi scheme in the world, I don't know what is. I really don't. Its members don't know its policies, procedures, and histories. And when people like me bring them up, we're called liars, thieves, criminals, going to outer darkness, apostates. It goes on and on. Now, I saw excerpts of this supposed training film. This is a cult PR film, and it's already started. Now, BYU, the Mormon Church, owns 2 or 3 channels here in the Salt Lake area. They own Channel 5, NBC, and they own 2 Brigham Young University stations, I think 11 and 7. Well, anyway, this 30-minute, 8 episodes, so that's what, let's see, 30 episodes. I can't think when I'm on TV. I just can't. You know, when I'm off TV, I can't think very well either. But anyway, they're 30-minute segments, and there's 8 of them. Well, last week, they showed episode number 1 on the BYU channel. Now, if you're not in Utah, you're not going to see this. If you're not in Utah, you're not going to see it. And, you know, I've always said, my old mother, in fact, my mom is in a nursing home right now. She's dying. And I don't know why I'm laughing. It's because I'm sick. Mom and I have a pretty good relationship. And I told her I wasn't coming to her funeral because Mormon family members are going to try to dress her in the temple costume, and if it ain't Halloween when she's dead, I don't want to remember her that way. So, and she would die. She would die if she knew she was going into the robes of the priesthood and the pale ale and all of the other bullshit she had to go through once. My mom went to the temple once, and she said, "Homie, don't play this," and Mrs. Homie, don't play this. She never went again. She never went again. So anyway, the excerpts that I saw on this documentary, they had, of course, the sister missionaries weren't 6'3" and 420 pounds with one eye. That was not the sister. They chose the cutest sister missionary you would ever see, and I've never seen. But anyway, I take it back a little bit. My I forget, second or third wife, she's a returned missionary, and she was a cheerleader. And she was cute as hell. She really was. What the hell she went on a mission for, only God knows, not me or her. So anyway, they showed a couple of sister missionaries and 6 boy missionary. And then they interviewed, and they went to the homes, supposedly. The guy who introduced it on TV, he kept saying, "And this is real. And this is real. This is not doctrine. This is real." You know, I told you a million times, when I used to do alcoholic counseling for DUI guys, and I'd sit with them one-on-one in a counseling session, and the first thing an alcoholic will say to you is, "Now, I'm not going to lie to you." First thing they do is lie their ass off. Their ass falls right on the floor with lies. And so when this producer guy was on the TV, and they've got this advertised on channel 2, 4, and 5, but it's only produced and shown on a BYU channel because no one wants to see it. So anyway, he kept saying, "And this is true. This is true. This is how people really act." And they did have one shot where somebody was yelling, "Colt, Colt, Colt." So that went very quickly. It was certainly overlaid with, "Have you read the Book of Mormon? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel like donating 10% of your income for the rest of your life to our church?" The people that they were interviewing, I don't want to call them the Mormon Church liars, but they are. I don't want to call them that, but damn, they are. So these supposed investigators were being interviewed, and the missionaries were asking them questions, and of course the investigators go, "Yes, I've read the Book of Mormon," and the guy can't even speak English. He can't even speak English. And, "Oh, I've read it. Yes, and God revealed to me a burning in my bosom. I'd like to join, and please baptize me tomorrow, and here's my first check for tithing." So, God, you know, you live in Utah, it's a comedy show. It really is like a circus. And so the church feels very proud that they have produced this film. And isn't it coincidental? Nothing is coincidental in the Mormon church. Romney is running for president, and I'm a Mormon PR campaign came on a year ago. And now following the missionaries has come on within 1 or 2 days of Monson, the leader of the Mormon Church now, and he was the leader of Beneficial Life Insurance Company till he drove it into bankruptcy. And he also put the electrodes on the erections of the homosexuals at BYU in their experiment to see if they could turn them back into heterosexual people. So the famous Monson now, he's allowed the missionary age to drop down because the church, I just read this morning, they hold people like me on their rolls. When they say they have 14.4 million, 14.4 million people, there's nowhere near that. Now, the best estimate most of us have is somewhere between 3 and 4 who actually go to the Mormon Church. 2/3 of every ward is inactive. They don't show up at all. And they hold people on their records until they're 110 years old when they can't find them. I haven't met a lot of 110-year-old Mormons, but the Mormon Church holds them to buff up that statistic. And the Mormon Church didn't used to have children of record as members. They had to be 8 years old. Well, children of record now are members, and that boosted it again artificially. So anyway, lowering the age limit means that you don't even have a year to go to college or a year to think. You come right out of high school and get your ass on an airplane to a third world country and see which disease you're going to pick up. So anyway, they're going to show this to all the young people, and that's what they're doing in Utah right now. And I'm sure this is, through the libraries of all of the church all over the world. Well, the 165 countries that I go to, please rush in and get your ticket to this documentary. How can a church do a documentary on itself? They must think you people out there are as stupid as a rock. My people aren't. I do go through some of the comments. I can't do all of them. But God, I've got some people out there that are funny as hell. They're highly intelligent. When I pronounce something wrong or do something, they correct me, which I don't mind at all. I just erase their comments. No, I don't do that. I had a guy last night that came in on a comment, and he was a temple worker in the Mormon Church. I was a veil worker, and he said, well, you forgot a few things in the veil ceremony. Well, maybe I did, but he verified that what was going on. Here's another Mormon temple worker that goes, hey, you're right, you missed a couple of things. Well, it's been 10 or 15 years since I've been to the temple. So the numbers are terribly inflated. I have one video that they had a census down in Brazil. The Mormon Church claimed that 900,000 more people were Mormons in Brazil than the government census showed. So the Mormon Church said, well, they were translated, they went up in the rapture, well, we made a slight miscalculation. God, they just lie like a rock. But I'm telling you something. They are so damn rich. It's like J.P. Morgan, Vanderbilt. They're not going to go away. Their income, their endowment income is so large. If another member never joined the Mormon Church and everyone left, they would last, who knows, maybe through the eternities to persecute me. Their money keeps them alive. There's no doubt, until a court knocks them down or the American people take away their tax exemption. They're going to be on YouTube. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's been produced. If you want to see it, God, I'm not against you seeing it. Go look on channel 21 and channel 7 if you're in Utah. And if you're in Guatemala or Brazil or Saudi Arabia or Israel or, Malaysia, Singapore, it doesn't matter. You're never going to see it. But if you believe me, it's there. And I hope I don't see it, but if it comes on, I might see it just to inform myself so that I can inform you correctly. All I saw was its advertisement, and I thought that was hilarious, so I can't wait to see the rest of it. I hope it's under comedy in Netflix I have Netflix, and they have all the movies in the world. Maybe I'll be able to pick it up on Netflix. Thanks.